Question directed towards Charlene. Oh well, this is the deal I said that was going to happen. This deal has been on the table for months. This is not a surprise to me. This is what I said was going to happen. Victor Bout, arms dealer, Russian arms dealer, who is scheduled to be released in about 2029. I said that this is going to take place. You don't negotiate deals like this in public. You negotiate them behind closed doors, and you don't get everything that you want. The Biden administration was also trying to negotiate the release of former Marine Paul Whelan, who is in a Russian prison as well. And they're still trying to negotiate that. But this is exactly what I expected. This is not a surprise to me. Right. Yeah. United Arab Emirates.
For years, she was a star there. Yeah, they won the championship, and she got there with the little oil. It was just a gram of oil that goes in the pipe.
She brought it into the country. Right. And did not get stopped.
Right.
So what do you think happened in between the time she arrived there for the season and the time she left? Do you think that they intended to bust her? Was it something bigger than her? What do you think, Michael?
Oh yeah, she was used as a political pawn. She was arrested right before Russia invaded Ukraine. She was calculated in this, and she was a political pawn that with Vladimir Putin. So now the bigger story here is the fact that the reason why she was playing for the Russian team, the Russian women's basketball team, is because of the disproportionate amount that WNBA players are paid in comparison to male NBA players. That's why she was over there. And what happens is she plays. She's been playing for the Russian team for years during the off season, and that is a lot of wear and tear on your body. Because during the off season, you're supposed to let your body rest because of the disproportionate amount that female players are paid in the WNBA.
The low pay. They get very low pay in comparison to the men.
Well,
I mean, it's not even
$600,000 for playing over there, and that's 7 times more than they get in the WNBA.
I mean, that's
why they have to do it.
Numbers. There you go. It's like people here in America that have 2 and 3 jobs.
Right.
They don't make enough money on job one, so they take another part-time over here and another part-time. Right. 2 part-times equal full-time.
But women's basketball is really big in Europe, too. Throughout the world, actually. But more so than the United States. It's always downplayed women's sports.
I mean, well, look what happened here. I mean, we had a women's NBA team. I went to a couple games. I'm ashamed I didn't have season tickets. And Bill Lambier was coaching them, and we had a great team.
Oh, yeah, they won 2 championships.
The team. The shot. Yeah. But nobody, for full.
For the women. But it was one time, though.
No promotion.
Here's the irony of women's sports. That team was so good that they won. They won the Eastern Conference, and they was going to play in the championship game. The pilots at Auburn Hills had rented it out, so they moved the game to Joe Louis Arena.
And then it showed up.
We had 19,000, and they won Game 5. It was spectacular. That was the final moment. I was sitting right there in the Joe covering that game, and all the kids from all over, but they really liked it. It was accessible,
and you could get there on the bus.
Yeah.
Okay, it wasn't way out Auburn Hills.
Right.
So
that was
for Biden? Is it a feather in his cap?
Well, absolutely, it's a win for Biden, and Republicans know this. This is why a lot are criticizing the trade, and they're saying that Biden caved in at things like this. You had Representative Mike Waltz, Republican from Florida, who said Biden just gave Putin a huge tool in the toolkit to fund and arm Russia's war machine. Yet their Lord and Savior Donald Trump didn't do anything to get Paul Whelan freed. And
he sure did not.
And Putin was supposed to be Donald Trump's friend. No, Putin is Donald Trump's handler. So once again, Republicans.
I like that. Say that again.
Oh, no, Putin is Donald Trump's handler. Oh,
yeah.
Putin is Donald Trump's handler. Yeah. So and then if you look at the negative comments that Donald Trump made about Brittney Griner, he basically alluded to saying that she was trafficking drugs in Russia. Okay, so
you don't traffic half a gram or whatever it was. I mean, I'm not familiar with the measurement of drugs. There was a little bitty amount of something that she was using legally here in the United States.
Well, but see, you're dealing with the white nationalist party. Right. Donald Trump made very disparaging remarks about this black woman, and most of these Republicans who refuse to vote to impeach him either time in the House of Representatives, they continue to carry his water. This is why they must be defeated. All is connected. You have to understand who you're.
That's
right. You talk about the Republicans, and I watched the other day with the police officers that were there on January 6th, which is almost 2 years ago now, and they all got the medals and what have you. And I thought that was just really nice because these guys were trying to saving the lives of even those redneck Republicans, racists, and God, they were saving them, even though those them were complicit in what was going on outside. The ones that were breaking, not awards, not to honor these police officers. How in the heck do you notice that?
Yeah. Well, it's Michael saying it blows my mind sometimes how this thing plays itself out. But Brittney, she should be home. I'm so glad that she's back now. I mean, for the longest, I've seen her play and watched her since she came in the league when she just took Baylor to the NCAA championship. I mean, it's just really sad the way this thing has been for her. But the Russians really wanted the other guy. He was an assassin.
Right.
They added him to the mix. That's the one Biden and refused to give up. And that's the biggest reason why Whelan is not there. So our Republican counterparts are not being forthright when they just swash it. They don't say the other part,
right.
Because they said we had to stop it there. We couldn't go that far. The other guy was an arms trafficker. That's bad enough. But the other one was a known assassin and killed people.
Right.
So not that either one is good.
I'm just glad she's back.
Right.
And I doubt that she'll ever play in a foreign country. If she does, then she needs her head examined.
Right. Hey,
Charlene.
Charlene.
Well, I think after what she's been through, I don't know.
Yeah, Charlene, very quickly here to address your point. You said you don't understand how this could happen, something to that effect. I totally understand that when you had 138 Republicans in the House of Representatives who voted to invalidate the 2020 presidential election votes certified by college, I can totally understand how this happened. Okay,
but this is the party of so-called law and order. I really was surprised that many of them did not want to honor. Well, because they're always talking about, we're the law and order people.
Well, they backed the blue into the coup. That's what happened. They backed the blue into the coup, and some of them were involved in organizing the coup. This does not surprise me. This is the white nationalist party. This does not surprise me.
Well, let's move on. Let's talk about Coach Prime. We have 3 minutes to the break. We'll start with you, Leland.
Coach, he's a Hall of Famer, two-sport guy. He's like this traveling minstrel show. Coming to Jackson State was a genius move because they allowed him to be himself, and they needed help anyway long as the HBCUs been getting squeezed by the states in recent years, and they're not getting adequate funding to really do some of the things that they need to do. So facilities and all those kind of things are way behind. Of course they are. We know that. But Prime coming there, he talked a good game and he built his love. And then for HBCs, who's always under the gun anyway, you know, we behind in a lot of ways in terms of funding and money and endowments. But when he leaves, it takes a job at a 1-11 predominantly white university over a 12-0 championship team. He can't help but HBCU people feeling some kind of way. I mean,
and I'm an HBCU grad, and I have mixed feelings because when it was rumored that he had these offers, I think I posted like, well, I hope he doesn't go right now.
Right.
You know, he still has work to do. I'd be disappointed if he left, but I'm not mad at him either.
No, I'm not mad at him.
I mean, you know, you got to do what you got to do. I mean, and it's hard to turn down that much money. And I don't like some of the criticism that I'm hearing from people who've never done nothing for nobody. You know, Michael, your take.
Oh, I'm not surprised. I don't blame him for leaving. I mean, he was making about $300,000 with Jackson State. He's gonna make $5.9 million his first year with Colorado. Most of the people criticizing him, calling him all type of names, would have done the same thing for a lot less money. And
Thank you.
And at his press conference, he said that you know, his calling is to mentor, especially young men. So their team is 65-70% African American men, and he's focused not just on African American men, but young men in general. So you know, this is an opportunity, another opportunity here to continue.
Well, that
to do
music
the same
is playing,
thing.
Michael. So we got to take a break. And Larry Lee will be joining us, former Detroit Lion, who has a brand new job with the XFL. Have you ever heard of that? If you haven't, we'll tell you what it is. We're back.
Stay tuned to Mind Your Business with Charlene Mitchell. We'll be right back.
Stand by, everybody. We're on commercial break. I'm on Charlene Mitchell's show, Mind Your Business, on 9:10 a.m. WFDF in Detroit. Stand by. Stand by. Bathroom break in 4 minutes. Stand by. Bathroom break in 3 minutes. Stand by, everybody. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. All right, how's everybody doing? Stand by. Bathroom break in 2 minutes. All right, everybody, share this broadcast here on social media platforms. Invite your friends to tune in. How's everybody doing? Nancy, Coffee, 90s algorithm. Stand by. All right, we're discussing Deion Sanders. We just talked about Brittney Griner. We're discussing Deion Sanders leaving Jackson State University to go to the Colorado Buffaloes.
Award-winning broadcast journalist Charlene Mitchell.
And we are back here on Mind Your, what is it, December the 8th.
Yep.
And no snow yet, thank goodness. We're talking about Brittney Griner. We've been talking about Coach Prime and scholar, all of one. And I guess you have some comments about
I do. And that you posted, I've read those as well. I think once your guest mentioned the fact that it's hard to argue with. You know, I just throw my hands up and say that he was that. But I reason that he went, and I want to hear more about the backstory. I can't believe that man who said he walked and talks in God's favor, these are the things in God's favor, because God sent him there. So, and those he records. 2 years is that's not a major. And
I will have as a coach, he doesn't have your track record.
But that doesn't necessarily equate to great coach.
But you know, don't have big track records. We've had some here and losers. And keep on.
Well, you're certainly right about that. When I discuss black people, Charlene, I don't.
And I haven't thought that because I think it all the time when I see some of the people meet. But you're right.
Yeah.
We should.
Matter of fact, let's look at Doug Williams, who came out of the NFL with a wonderful. For 2 or 3 years. I mean, that to me speaks volumes.
Yes.
It really does. It really does. And that's why I said I have mixed emotions about it, because I was thinking he would stay at Jackson to really, cement what he started. He started something, but he didn't really. I don't know if there's a finish to it, but I hope that, he was planning it. And even though we found out and it happened and we were shocked by it, I hope that he was nurturing coaches, the ones he's not taking with him. I hope everything is going to be all right. That's what I hope.
Absolutely. I hope he gets what's his name, Chuck Hobbs, who writes about sports. That he wishes him well, and that he, gains everything. And I kind of agree with that, but I said I don't wish him any ill will. I wish him everything that he achieves and attains, because I'm sure that, there's a backstory to this. There's more to this than we know.
Yeah.
I don't think that he just woke up last Thursday or Friday morning, whenever it was, and said, I'm leaving. I think there was way more to it.
I think he's known it for a while. Not that he has to tell the public.
No.
He waited until it was time for it to happen to announce it, which is what people do.
Well,
You know,
it was
right.
actually
We
leaked.
knew there would be backlash.
The
Yeah,
decision
I
was
look
leaked.
forward to hopefully Ashley down at Jackson can get another person who can come in and continue what Prime started.
Okay, just stay with us for a minute. Michael, I think you were trying to say something.
Yeah, the decision was actually leaked. He was going to announce the announcement was going to take place after the game this past Saturday, but the decision was leaked. So once it was leaked and it started being writing about by sports writers, then they had to come out and confirm it. But that's not how he wanted the news to be delivered.
Do we know who leaked it?
No, he left shakily because after the game he didn't do the press conferences and he didn't even go to the ceremony because he was on a plane to
wow.
right after the game.
Yeah, it's just sometimes it's the way you do something.
It is the way you do it.
Not what you do, how you do it, and it just left a lot of people's mouth. So what's done is done. I wish him well.
But it's complex. Black cop.
Mm-hmm.
We were hoping. I'm a wishful thinker. I'm always hoping for the best of everything. And you see Eddie Robertson, how they endured and the impact they made. And then you get Deion, who took the SWAC by storm, and then he claimed I'm SWAC. I was just hoping that he would build some legacy like that, and we could funnel the money to the HBCU and just change the whole discourse. Agenda. After all, why is anybody surprised? He's
not upset in Colorado. He's gonna look real.
Well, look at his name. Neon.
I've seen him play. So I watched him in the Pro Bowl fight.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm bragging. Okay, it's a good football game. And I remember I had my little camcorder at the time in Hawaii, and so I'm acting like I'm not looking because there's a lot of football players on the beach by the hotel. And I was walking, and I'm trying to get pictures of Deion Sanders from the video to show that I'm here, and so is he, and look what and I dropped my damn camera in the ocean. Dropped the camera in the ocean. Not only did I not have the video, I didn't even have a camera anymore.
See, she might not even tell the truth now.
I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth. And I felt so silly. Anyway, Barbara, you can, if you want, we have 5 minutes. Aisha is on the line. Aisha, are you there? Counting.
Hello.
3, 2, 1. Hey there. Thanks for calling in.
Are you speaking to Aisha?
Aisha, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Listen, my thoughts on it were, and I'm going to speak very frankly on this. Now, he went in there talking about not only building them up for the games, but building them up for manhood. And Lord knows that our young brothers needed that. They needed a word from a brother like him. And I was hoping that he would stay there long enough to build it up so that the other people, the other powers that be, would come in there and start spending money, because that's what they do.
Mm-hmm.
But what they also do is anything that we have, anything that we get that's shiny or new or what we want, they'll figure out a way to buy it.
Wow.
And we always seem to figure out a way to sell it. Now, the other thing to me is this.
You said you was going to speak the truth.
There,
Yes.
had he stayed there, he would have made more than $5 million, because he would have generated the water, all kinds of things happening there. He would have done more. And he keeps talking about God told him. I don't think so, because he seems to be from one thing to another to me. And he's going to go, he's loved and appreciated. His chocolate is loved and appreciated there in Mississippi. But it's going to be only tolerated in Colorado.
Okay. All right.
So that's all I need to say.
You said
That
that
was one
if
of my questions.
Thank you for calling in. I want to say something before we go to break.
I had a question,
Larry
too.
Lee is with us. And Larry, I know you told you to call in at 9:15. We haven't brought you in yet, so we haven't forgotten about you. Before we talk about your new job with the XFL, tell me what you think about Deion.
Well,
Because you're a former Detroit Lion.
yes.
I tell you, and I don't know if this is the popular opinion. I have not one issue with what has done. Not one issue. Don't we all want to aspire in life and grow and maximize our abilities and maximize our earning potential? The man's a winner. He's a winner. He went down to Jackson State. They've won two, if I'm correct, two championships.
Yeah.
Pretty much dang near undefeated. You know, what's his records?
12-0.
12-0.
12-0 this year, 27-5 overall with Jackson State.
You know, don't we all work hard to aspire and grow? And you know what? What if he goes to Colorado, a predominantly white institution, and has the same magnitude effect that he had in Jackson State? Aren't we gaining? Aren't we moving upward as well?
How?
Because
Is that Barbara or Aisha speaking?
that's an African American man. If he takes Colorado to the same levels that he did at Jackson State, now we got an African American gentleman in major college football doing quite well. He's a winner. Hopefully he'll win at Colorado, and I think he's the man in our race. I think he's helping our race.
Well, I appreciate your opinion, and we want all opinions. We only have, we're getting ready to take a break. So, Barbara, I don't want to cut you off in the middle of what you have to say.
Okay, I'll say.
So stay, and after the break, we'll bring you right back.
Stand by. Stand by, everybody. Back from break in 4 minutes. It's not my show, but he was making $300,000 a year at Jackson State University. His first year with Colorado, he's gonna make $5.9 million. How would he make $5 million in Jackson State? I don't understand that. That's what the caller said. No. That's explain to me how he make $5 million staying at Jackson State and he's making $300,000 a year. No. Back from break in 4 minutes. Stand by, everybody. How's everybody doing? Back from break in 2 minutes. Stand by. I'm on Charlene Mitchell's show. Mind Your Business. We're discussing Brittney Griner and Deion Sanders. Back from break in 1 minute. Stand by. Back from break in 1 minute. How's everybody doing? Post your comments here. Give us a thumbs up. Give us a heart. Give us a like on the broadcast. Post your comments so I can see them. Who we have watching here? post your name here on the thread of the broadcast so I can give you a shout out.
10, the Superstation, the oldest radio station in town since 1922. With Emmy Award-winning broadcast journalist Charlene Mitchell.
And we're back here on Mind Your Business. We're talking sports. We talked about Brittney Griner. We talked a lot about Coach Prime, Deion Sanders. And we're going to wrap that up because I got 5 more sports topics to talk about, and the boards are lit up. People want to comment. But we ended with Barbara Winder wanted to make a comment opposing Larry Lee and what he just said about Coach Prime. Barbara, the mic is yours.
I wanted to raise the question of why and how is it that we have to always measure ourselves by the achievements that we make, if they are achievements, in, quote, someone else's world, i.e. Colorado? Why was Eddie Robinson not successful at Grambling for 57 years? Was Doug Williams not successful at Grambling for the 3 consecutive years that he won SWAC championships? Was he not successful at Morehouse? Was he not successful as an NFL coach? Was he not successful as a player? Why must we measure ourselves and say that leaving Jackson, though this is not your word, but it translates pretty much into the same thing, by leaving Jackson and going to Colorado, he, quote, bettered himself and is moving on up. He did not say that's why he went. You're saying things that he hasn't said. That's not what he said. He said he went because God sent him there. He said
How can you dispute what God told him?
I'm not. That's what I'm saying. I'm not disputing what God said to him. I am saying that
God, did you tell him that? Did you tell him that, God? Did you tell him to go to Jackson State? Did you tell him to leave Jackson State? None of us know.
Right.
I'll tell you what. If he goes to Colorado and wins a national championship or something, he will do more for African Americans doing that Coach Robinson did 57 years at Grambling.
Okay, we're gonna leave it there because oh God, this is a topic that's never gonna go away. But once he gets there, one more thing, and then we got to move on.
Larry Lee. First, I got to say hello to Larry Lee, my man.
What's up, Newt?
How you doing, brother? I hear you about what you're saying. Of course, I don't take it against anybody deserves to live their life the way they see it. And after covering sports and stuff for 50 years, 40 years, I've come to realize I used to get mad at Michael because Michael didn't do anything. He had all this power and he never exercised.
You're talking about Michael Jordan,
yes,
right?
Of course, Michael Jordan. But I realize everybody's not a Bill Russell or Jim Brown or Tommy Smith and John Carlos. So I don't really get mad at them no more. But I think most people were just hoping that Deion would be of that ilk because our black issues are more complex than just about taking the money and running. And if we could find somebody I agree with you. We could find somebody like him to buckle down and plus, like he's neon Deion. He know how to use social media better than anybody.
You know this clock ticks fast here.
Right.
So
just very quickly.
We're going to talk about your new job in just a minute, okay?
Yeah, sure.
And Michael Imhotep is still there. We got so much going on. We haven't gotten back to Michael, but I want to take a call from Bruce and from Grace. Let's take Grace first, please. Good evening, Lady Grace.
I thank you. Very interesting. It's wonderful to hear all of y'all's opinions.
It is interesting.
It really is. But I'm going to tell you, Lady Charlene, it sounds good. It really, really does. I am so leaning on the side of Lady Barbara over there. Brilliant woman. Absolutely brilliant.
Yes, she is.
And Mr. Michael was on point with his thing earlier. But they say Deion. Deion is a reality show person. He built his brand there, and it is absolutely okay for him going somewhere else for whatever particular reason he wanted to go. like Lady Barbara said, there's a backstory to this. It really is. And we are only getting a snippet of it. But good for Deion. But there's 5 other men that can take his place over there that did extraordinary things in football. And one is Herschel Walker. That's a joke. Really.
Did you have my eyebrows?
Let me take a sip of my tea. You're making my asthma start up.
Well, that was a joke. That was a joke. But there's 5 others that are in football that can actually go there. He could have took a team of men. There's 5 of them that come out right now and actually spread themselves through the HBCs and do extraordinary
I wonder
things.
who you're talking about. Do you know what she's talking about?
She said that went with Deion?
No, that are still in jail could do what?
Not necessarily there.
Okay,
Others that have
around the country.
Yes, that can do something there, as he did.
And I'm sure there are coaches.
There's good coaches everywhere.
There are coaches applying for the
There's not
job.
many Deion. Deion know how to work the camera. I mean, and he actually even has a PR team, a social media team that travels with him. Because even when he spoke to Colorado,
song.
Yeah.
And in Colorado, when he spoke to the players, he said, "Where's my theme song?" And they played it. And the athletic director said, "I've never heard that." What is that?
That's a part of the.
But look at it.
That's a sign of the times. Deion
is
correct.
That's Larry Lee speaking.
He is today's kind of coach. You know how many opportunities that we don't get.
Correct.
I've been in the profession. I was vice president of Detroit Lions, doing some much better years during the Barry Sanders years.
Mm-hmm.
Never really got a chance to become a general manager. So when we get these opportunities, we have to take them.
Right.
And he is going to make a difference. And Leland, I think you might agree with this. We've been around each other a long time, and how many NFL jobs have come and gone where we didn't get them?
Oh, a lot of them. Oh, a lot of them. We missed out on a lot of things.
They'll hire us as the interim coach to save the ship, but they won't give us the head coaching job. So when we get these opportunities, folks, we got to grow. We got to take them.
Right.
Yeah, I hear you.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was.
We're gonna bring Bruce in. Grace, you can hold on if you want.
Sure.
But we don't have a lot of time. And watching the clock. Bruce.
Hello, Charlene, and to your guests.
Thank you.
You know what? I'm not mad at Deion, but this is just my opinion. The mainstream, they cherry pick our best and our brightest, and we think it's progress. But in essence, they're stunning our growth and keeping us powerless. If all things were equal, I believe that he would have stayed. But until we become economically independent to a degree, and self-sufficient, we'll always be compromised either to our betterment with a question mark or to our detriment. But no legacy in place for our children to follow. And there are many in the mainstream, black and white, that feel threatened when black excellence is on display, minus the input of white people. Because if that would become the norm, it would threaten their bottom line.
Wow.
It's because no one would pay to see 11 white boys on the field outside of high school. So we always give up the little that we do have, and we just don't get it. Sometimes it's going to have to take a sacrifice for the big picture. Kryptonite shouldn't be our money because we always begging people to let us play, but we're the show. They run it, but we just run around in it. So we really just don't get it. We don't have a vision. We can't think past tomorrow, and money can't be the end all because we still don't own much but the clothes on our back. But Bruce, he's only one man. If he had a team, all of that would be great. But you cannot put all that on his shoulders to change everything for us. He's only one man.
On his shoulders, not at all. What I'm saying is that we have to look at a big picture. I ain't holding him accountable because who says what's best for him and his family? But I'm saying as a group of people, we just don't get it. We always talking about black this and black that, but we always run to the oppressor and make them rich and don't understand the power that we do
Okay,
have.
well, I'm gonna have to cut it right there because I'm looking at the clock. We have 3 minutes to break, and we do have another guest on the line, and that's Larry Lee. Michael, before we go to Larry to talk about his new job, what do you make of the conversation tonight?
Well,
we did have two women.
Speaking
we
of
had two women that chimed in.
Yeah, speaking
that had really different points of view.
Yeah, all jokes aside, speaking of sacrifice, nobody's mentioned the fact that in July 2022, Deion Sanders announced he was donating half his salary so that the Jackson State University Stadium could be completed by August of 2022. People should read the article from thegrio.com. Deion Sanders donates half of his salary towards Jackson State sports facility renovation. Secondly, somebody brought up, one of the callers brought up the fact they said that if Deion stayed at Jackson State University, he could make $5 million. He's making $300,000 a year. How could he make $5 million staying at Jackson State University? Please explain.
That money would not be available.
That doesn't exist.
No, a lot would have to happen in a few seasons. I think.
Yeah,
but that's not what he wanted to do. That's not what he wanted to do.
People miss the fact. People are missing the fact.
Larry Lee.
People are missing the fact that 65 to 70% of the Colorado Buffaloes team is made up of African American men. He's not abandoning African Americans. He'll be going there and he'll continue to mentor African American men and other men as well. And this is drawing more attention to HBCU football, and people are watching this who normally don't watch HBCU football or don't watch college football beyond Michigan State.
We've got to take a break. When we come back, and Michael, try to hang with us for a few minutes because I want Larry Lee to talk about his new job and explain what the XFL is. So when we come back, we're going to drop the Deion topics and talk about the XFL. It's the holiday.
Stand by. I'll be here for one more segment, then I got to get out of here. I don't have time to talk over people. All right, stand by, everybody. How's everybody doing? Stand by. Okay. Listen to the African History Network show Sundays, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My show, because I don't talk over people. I ain't got time to talk over people. We'll be on this Sunday, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the African History Network show. And we broadcast on 9:10 a.m. the Superstation WFDF and right here on our social media platforms on Facebook and YouTube. Stand by. Back from break in 3 minutes. You can support the African History Network, $ the AHN show through Cash App, $ the AHN show through Cash App, and through PayPal, paypal.me/the AHN show. Stand by. Back from break in 2 minutes. Back from break in 1 minute. Stand by. Okay, visit our website, theafricanhistorynetwork.com, theafricanhistorynetwork.com. You can register for the online classes I teach on Saturdays and Sundays. On Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Okay, we have our my 15 lecture digital download bundle pack of my lectures, African History Awakens the African Mind from Mental Death. That's available right now at theafricanhistorynetwork.com. And register for my online classes Tuesdays and Wednesdays.
Okay, Leland Stein said, I have one more thing to say. And you cut me off while we had to go to break. Say that one more thing about Deion Sanders.
Well,
and then we're going to talk to Larry Lee about his new job in the XFL, and that's all we're going to talk about.
all right, real quick. I'm feeling some kind of way because all three of my kids went to HBCU. Two went to Southern, one went to Hampton. So I know how they feel. We feel a little scorned. But I'm for Deion all the way. And the biggest positive out of this maybe Doug Williams, it didn't happen to him. Somebody called earlier. He never got, like Larry was saying, he never got to be a general manager. Doug never got to be a head coach. But Deion is the first person from a historically black college head coach to get taken from there and taken straight to a predominantly white school. So, yeah, I guess that is progress.
So he made history.
He made history there. Yes, he did. Ain't no doubt about it. But we shall see.
We shall see. All eyes will be on Deion. And if he doesn't go there and win, ooh, he's going to get talked about.
Oh, he's going to get talked.
So I hope, I hope.
Like everybody else.
I wish him well. I wish all black men well.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. We're going to talk to Larry Lee. Larry Lee, when I called you the other day to ask you to be on the show to talk about all this other stuff, I learned about your new job. And you said the XFL. I'm like, what is that? Tell us what it is and how it got established and what your job is.
The XFL is a professional league that it started off maybe, this is the third time that it's attempted to get it done. And this time is a lot different than what it was before. What it was before was Jim McMahon, the wrestling guy, kind of owned the league, and it was kind of viewed as a big-time wrestling kind of deal. But this time it's totally different. Danny Garcia, who is The Rock's, Dwayne Johnson's ex-wife, she's the owner of the league, and he's co-owner, along with Great Bird Capital, the venture capital group that owns the league. And this time, this league is very, very on top of things. It's professional. We're just like the NFL. We're going to have a 50-man roster, 45 game day roster. We're going to training camp with 66 folks and 66 gentlemen, and we're like the G League is to the NBA. We're going to be the developmental league for the NFL in a lot of ways, not just for players, but for video guys, for trainers, for coaches.
So a lot of jobs will be open.
Yes,
it's a job. It's a job creator.
Yes, it's a job creator.
For football folks who've been around, who maybe couldn't get a job in the NFL, they might come to work in the XFL.
Possibly, and get to the NFL.
What's your title, Larry?
I'm Director of Player Personnel.
Okay.
And
Good job. Good job, man.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you.
Thank you. Thank you. The beauty about this league as well, folks, it's owned by a female. It's owned by a minority. Danny Garcia is a minority. And Redbird Capital, Native American group. So this thing has a lot of minority influence.
They got you, Larry Lee. That was smart. That was very smart.
Several guys there's 8 teams that will play 10 games. And out of the 8 teams, I think 4 of the director of personnel, like myself, are African American. Out of the 8 teams, I think 5 or 6 of the team operations people are female, and I think all 6 are of color, of which 4 are female, and my happens to be one. She team operations for the Houston team with Wade.
Okay, she's in the league, but not at your team, because you're Orlando, right?
I'm Orlando, and she is in Houston.
And didn't she work for ESPN before?
Yes.
So she's totally qualified. Yeah.
And I've been blessed. My oldest daughter is a diversity manager there at Disney, and my youngest is with XFL. as team operations. And Leland, she's working with Wade Phillips. You can't get higher than that.
No, you can't.
It's a legendary.
But what about when your team plays her team? Uh-oh.
You know, Dad has to supersede, but this league is going to do very well. We have several NFL influential people involved in the league, like Rod Woodson is the head coach of the Las Vegas team.
Wow.
We have Hines Ward. Hines Ward is the head coach of the San Antonio team.
Well, you're going to make me do some research now.
Wow. Now you have something else to write about.
Yeah, I do. This is good.
Reggie Barlow, former NFL player, is the head coach of the Houston team. My head coach is Terrell Buckley, longtime NFL player, played 14 years in the NFL.
Oh, this XFL is no joke. I mean, it sounds like everything is set.
What's the time frame, Larry? When y'all want to start up? When you guys plan to start up?
We go to training camp in January. And training camp will be in Arlington, Texas, for all the teams. We're going to hub from there and play all our games home and away on the road. So we'll play all our home games in Orlando the first year, and then 24 next year. This time we're all going to be in our cities.
Okay. Well, I don't want to rush you, but we have like 3 minutes till then we're done. So let me just bring in one of my colleagues. Mark Lee is on the phone. Hey, Mark.
Hey, Charlene. Hey, cuz. What's up, man? I'm good.
It's Shakespeare now. Call people cuz.
Hey, I got a real, first of all, congratulations, Chief. I got a real quick question for you. What is the difference between the XFL and the USFL? We're both independent leagues, but the biggest difference I like to say is that we are linked to the NFL.
Well, that's a big deal. That's a big deal.
They're more of a competitor to the NFL, and we are, somewhat linked to the NFL, which is so make a big difference there. And then they're good. It's a league as well, and it's presenting job opportunities for a lot of guys that are just on the cusp of the NFL. But we're going to be affiliated with the NFL, and they'll see a lot more of our film and that kind of thing of our guys than the USFL. No, not kicking the USFL in any way. I just think our league is going to be far more superior.
And I don't want to rush anybody. I keep saying that, but there are two things that we would be remiss if we didn't say, because something big is coming to Detroit. And we got to give a shout out to Donovan Edwards. Donovan Edwards in Michigan. That young man is something else. And he and my grandson played at West Bloomfield High School together, and his dad and my son are friends. And I talked to his dad last night, and just to congratulate him. I mean, he's on fire.
More than on fire. I mean, Larry, you got a Heisman Trophy running back, goes down, and your second string guy comes in and drops 200. When have you ever seen that happen?
Never. Okay, but what's coming to Detroit? Hurry up.
Detroit is getting the 2027 Final Four.
Yes.
And it's the second time we've had it. We had it in 2009. And we're getting it in 2027. The economic impact is something around $200 million. You're going to have 4 schools coming here, flooding this city. Detroit, downtown walkable entertainment. Here we go.
That's it. And Michael Imhotep. Oh, yes. That deserves the buzz. Michael, you got like 30 seconds to wrap it up. And thank you for being with us. I always love your points of view. And of course, when are you on Roland Martin's show again?
I'm on every Friday, Roland Martin Unfiltered. Download the Black Star Media app. On Mondays, I'm on Faraji Muhammad's show on the Black Star Media network. But Sundays, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m., I'm on 9:10 a.m. Superstation WFDF. Everybody visit my website, theafricanhistorynetwork.com, theafricanhistorynetwork.com. Information about my show. Follow me on social media.
Okay.
My online
You have
classes
almost
are
as
there.
many jobs as Mark Lee.
Well, yeah.
Mark Lee teaches at 3 colleges, writes for all kinds of publications, and has a radio show.
Right.
So you guys are doing it.
So
Our black men are doing it. This was a great show tonight.
Right.
Wonderful, wonderful. And I love working with my board op. Jalen, it was fabulous. Thank you. Thank you. We're not done. When we come back, we have the owners of Baker's Keyboard Lounge, the oldest jazz club in America, not just in Michigan, but in America. We'll be right back.
Let me turn that off. All right, guys. Look, how's everybody doing? 90s algorithm, Ernest McCall. I don't do well having to talk over people. I don't do that. Visit our website, theafricanhistorynetwork.com. We have a special bundle pack of lectures right now. 15 of my lectures in digital download format. It's on sale, $50 for this coming weekend. So $150 value. As soon as you purchase it, you can start watching the content. You can start downloading the lectures. Information about my radio show is right here also, 9-10 a.m. WFDF, Sundays, 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Click right here, listen to audio podcasts. We have our social media handles here for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. So that connects you to our social media. Follow us on our social media. How you doing, Ernest? Follow us on our social media. Also, register for the online history classes I teach on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Ancient Kemet, the Moors, and the Ma'afa under the transatlantic slave trade, what they didn't teach you in school. This time around, we're going to do 12 or 13 weeks. It's on sale $60, regularly $130. We just had a great class on Wednesday. Just did a fantastic class Wednesday. And we started dealing with some of the history of the Moors, and we talked about the Middle Ages, the Dark Ages, from like 476 through the 1300s. As soon as you register, you can start watching content. We do the sessions live. All the sessions are archived and recorded. And then on Tuesdays, I teach from the Civil War to the Civil Rights Movement and Black Power, 1865 to 1968. Same format for this class. I do a PowerPoint presentation. We have book references, articles, video clips. We have all of that. Okay, how you doing, Gloria? Gloria, Ernest, 90s algorithm, PM 26. Just a few of the people watching. Okay, so these make great gifts. We have a bundle pack. Also, you get both classes for $100. And yeah, you get both classes for $100. And we do the sessions live. All the sessions are archived and recorded. You can go back and watch anytime. So a year from now, 2 years from now, you can go back and watch the entire. Course. I'm gonna post information here, or visit our website, theafricanhistorynetwork.com, theafricanhistorynetwork.com. So, and you can register for the classes. As soon as you register, you can start watching the content. And let me put this up here. Yeah, this class we do on Wednesdays, 7 p.m., usually 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. I've been juggling the class with my work schedule, because my work schedule has changed some. But yeah, we had a great class yesterday. Okay. And check that out. And then also we have a lot of my lectures here as well, my DVD lectures, things like that, some in digital download format. But I'm adding more content in digital download format, more of my lectures in digital download format. So this is our new website. So I'm continuing to add content. But this bundle pack right here of my lectures is fantastic. This is a huge value, just in time for Kwanzaa. And if you still celebrate Christmas, just in time for Christmas. Okay. Give the gift of knowledge, empower your family. Get that 15 lecture bundle pack, African History Awakens the African Mind, Awakens the African Mind from Mental Death. Let's see here. And let me post this. Okay, just a second. Let me post the link here for, that's for the bundle right here. All right. And then also when you click on this link here, right here, you click here, it takes you to the next page and it shows you 15 lectures in the bundle pack as well. Okay. It's some of my presentations dealing with the film Black Panther, the lectures on Malcolm X, Dr. King, 13 Keys to Entrepreneurship and Economic Empowerment, Ancient Kemet, The Winter Solstice, and the History of Christmas. The First Americans Were Africans, Documented Evidence. That's a double lecture I did with Dr. David Imhotep here in Detroit. The Light of Ancient Egypt Awakens the African Mind and Economic Empowerment. Ancient Africans in America Before Native Americans, Columbus, or Slavery. Great African Women in History, The Mothers of Civilization. A Black Panther lecture I did for children also. And African American Resistance in the Era, Donald Trump, Voter Suppression, Reparations, and How Elections Have Consequences. So that's the 15 lecture bundle pack. Okay. And we'll post this link here as well. So this helps support the African History Network, helps us keep doing the research, stay on the air, keep broadcasting, etc. All right. Look, I have to get out of here. Remember, at the African History Network, we focus on educating, empowering, and inspiring people of African descent throughout the diaspora and around the world, because right now it's correct your own behavior. What you do for yourself, what you do to yourself, and what you allow other people to do to you and get away with is based upon what you think about yourself. Right now, it's correct your own behavior. It's not over till we win. Wakanda forever. And we'll talk to you next time. Peace.